Peace, peace. Welcome to
Peace.
Spears and Mics. We got a very, very special guest today. Zulu King Valentine is in the building. I'm your host, L1. We got Watt, we got Just P, we got Razor. You know,
Peace.
we got the Spears and Mike staff here with the honorable brother Zulu King Valentine. But before we get to our guest, y'all, I want to say rest in peace to the recording artist Rich Homie Quan, who just passed away. It's alleged that it's an overdose, and it's sad to hear that a talented young brother lost his life. Due to a struggle with drugs. And, I just wanted to, speak on it, sending love and prayers to his family, his fans, his loved ones. And, we lost a lot of MCs, a lot of rappers, a lot of entertainers with drug use and alcoholism and all these things. It's a wrong path to go down. So, if you got talent and you got skills, don't let it go down the tubes. Find friends and get help and therapy for your pain or whatever you may be going through, but don't turn to drugs, because we're losing too many good ones out there. So rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan and all the other artists that have passed away with the struggle of drugs. But I'm happy and I'm excited for the big brother Zulu King Valentine in here, man. It's a legend, So thank you,
Wow.
brother, for being on with Spears and Mikes.
Yes,
Always,
peace.
man. Always.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, greatly appreciated. Appreciate your time. We wanted to have you on here, big bro, because you're a legendary figure throughout, like, within the Zulu Nation, legendary figure in the streets. You're an author of two books. I know from what I hear, you got a documentary that's coming out soon. So it's
Yeah.
like, I had the privilege and honor of doing some community events that you invited me out to in the past few years in the Bronx. I know you're doing a lot of giving back, a lot of healing, a lot of teaching, a lot of youth support, a lot of community work that you've been involved with. And it's a big turnaround from what people expected to hear about you. We hear this imposing street legend, and everything that I've been around you has been nothing but positive, nothing but love. So I wanted to give you honor and respect for all the things you do in the community out in the Bronx, and salute you for all the positive things you've done, as well as the positive things that you've instilled in us as young brothers in Zulu. So big respect, big honor to you, bro.
There's always much peace to y'all, man.
Word, man. So, for those that don't know, who is King Valentine? Who is Valentine?
Valentine, man. I grew up in the Bronx. I was born and raised out here. 180th Street, 800 projects. My cousin Ace, he started it when I was young. So I was a
That's
baby
chapter
Zulu.
4.
Yeah, chapter 4. So I was a baby Zulu up there. So as times got older and the drugs came in, Larry Davis and all that, the gangs, Zulu Nation, all that faded away. The drug things picked
Mm,
up, you know what I'm saying? Um
mm,
back in the say the early '90s when Bam brought the nation, he started bringing the nation back out and stuff. Ace couldn't run it. He had kids and everything. He was taking care of them, had to work. So it was supposed to go to his brother Antonio, but he was incarcerated. So
mm,
that's how I was able to get it and run it. In the beginning, it was all about peace, happiness and stuff like that. And then the Latin Kings came in and they started with the racial thing, and that's really when all hell really really broke loose and everything.
mm. I see. Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. I've had a similar situation in my community with that. Um, like Zulus, we stand for unity, and a vast majority of the membership is black and Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? So, at times there'd be a struggle. But what I've realized in my personal experience, a lot of it is ego, a lot of it is pride. All of us in these street organizations are prideful, and a lot of that struggle be in vain. All this fighting be for nothing. You know what I mean? Because you know, brothers hurt each other, brothers get incarcerated, brothers lose their lives, and then we got fatherless children out in the community. So But I see how it happened, and I experienced that same type of thing in my own community. Um, so chapter 4. So you said the brother Ace, aka
Yeah,
Abdullah, shout out to him. I had the pleasure of bumping into him outside of the Webster houses like last year. I know the brother in full action again. Salute to the big bro. He's peace. Um, so you took control of the chapter and you started leading it, right? In the
yeah,
90s.
yes.
Okay.
It,
So like, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, King.
a lot of people don't understand something that it was really chapter 4, but it was 7 chapters that ran, 6 chapters that ran with chapter 4, and they never got the credit for that.
Forward.
And it was chapter 4 me, chapter 6 was Tycho, the only female chapter. Power had chapter
Queen
9
Tycho,
that
I remember.
Power had chapter
Right.
9 that run with us. You had 19 with Shabazz and Messiah. You know what I'm saying? Messiah, I mean, but Shabazz didn't really want to deal with us because we was popping off, but Messiah did. So I told Messiah he could use another chapter. He could use chapter 4 also and let it be Division 19. And that's how they kept that going. And then you had Rocky and Lamont, chapter 26 and 27, who also ran with us.
So y'all had a squad and a half. Like you talking
Yeah.
about 6 chapters rolling
No,
together.
7 chapters cut, all 7 of us.
7.
Well, you could say
Yeah, that's
6.
crazy.
Tycho, like I said, Tycho was the only female. She had the
Right.
only female chapter, but it was like you could say it was 7 of us, all of us all together.
That's crazy that you mentioned Tycho. Wallahi, I was just talking to the brother Watt about Tycho, and
Yeah.
peace to the queen or whatever. I don't got, really nothing bad to say about her, but I was disappointed when I had met her. See, I know she was around and she was real prominent in the early 90s, and I had met her in the year 2003 or 4. She popped up at a Universal at the National Black Theater, and she was telling Bam, like, damn, this is a Universal, this is what we got left. And I had said something to her basically like, yeah, like, and like, because you can't leave and then come back and be upset at what's going on. You know what I mean? Because you're supposed to be as a Zulu, you're supposed to be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. So we had a lot of Zulus that stepped away, and then when they come back, they upset with the current affairs or the size or what's going on in Zulu. But like, I never faded away. I've been consistent since '97, like all the way through. Like, so I hate when people try to come back and say that. So it kind of rubbed me the wrong way that the sister said that, because like when I was younger, I would hear about Queen Tycho, Queen Ramel, all these sisters, you know what I mean, that were very prominent leaders within Zulu Nation. And, I had high expectations for them, and sometimes when I meet these individuals, they're not exactly what I expected. But, peace to them. People, usually people leave or move on because they start families. It's hard being an adult and being in an organization and having to give your time to this. I can relate as a 43, almost 44-year-old man. I got children, responsibilities. But if you're gonna be a part of Zulu and you wondering why it's not where it's at, it's because the members, the leaders, everybody got to be all in. It can't just be you here today, gone tomorrow. You know what I mean? You can't expect a diploma if you only went to school for 2 years. You got to go to school for all 4 years to put that work
Yeah.
in. So, that's crazy that you mentioned the queen.
Well, you understand something on her side, and the reason she brought that to the table is because of the backlash that we had. We went to war. That wasn't our beef. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, and her thing is, y'all
Okay.
voters outvoted, and y'all playing a yo-yo, and we popping off, getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? We losing members, and we getting hit with charges for bodies and murders. You know what I'm saying? So that's why she felt the way she did.
Right, right, right. Brothers is getting jammed up. It's getting crazy. I feel it, especially from a female perspective. The sisters normally don't want to be around that type of be around that type of energy. So I could understand that. You know what I mean? Um, Do y'all feel like the numbers people was coming at y'all because y'all were so deep and y'all had the strength, like you know what I mean? Y'all were the most popping organization in the Bronx at the time. Do you feel like people were coming for y'all throne, jealous? What was it?
Like I said, most of that happened Well, you had other people in this nation, with a sister had beef with the Kings and Niatas that really set it off with us in them. And you have some Spanish people like, yo, they didn't like us because we popped off on them. They had family Kings and Niatas. So they took it personal, which is understandable. But when you in one organization, you got family in others, when things go down, you get, says whose side you on. It's the same thing in the
Right.
outlaw world. You know what I'm saying? You got family. You might be superior, but if you got family in another club and we got to pop up for them, I'm watching you because I don't trust you now. And remember,
Right.
that's the end of it. That's your blood family. So if I don't have to pop you, I will pop you too.
Nah, I feel you. Like, just listen, at the end of the day,
It's
when I
me or
was dealing
you.
with that too, yeah, yeah. When I was dealing with that young